we discussed the starter for DC shunt motor, and there are two variation of starters are available for DC shunt motor. So there 3-point starter and 4-point starter. We also discussed the relative advantage disadvantages of these two starters, and then we started the speed control of DC motors. At the beginning we started there are different methodology of speed control: terminal voltage control, armature resistance control, and field flux control. And we started the armature resistance control for DC shunt motor. I think I am quite audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Still some more people will join, I know, because it's already only 39, 38. So as I told you that today I will ask few questions. Okay, first I will ask Vishal Bormon. Vishal Bormon.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
have
sir.
you studied this 3-point starter, 4-point starter, and all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so can you tell me that what is the problem in 3-point starter?
3-point starter. When the arm
Can you be
is
please
in
louder?
5 position means, sir, I am asking that when arm is in 5 position means in the full when it is full load position, then
Yes.
then field resistant field current will be so less than the, so the holding coil will be demagnetized, so the machine will be automatically switch off.
Hmm? Why the holding coil current will be less?
Because the starting resistance will be connected in fields with field coil, sir. So the current will be less in that coil, so, and holding coil is connected with series with, yeah, series with field coil.
Okay. Okay, mute yourself. Now I'll ask Ognibo Chatterjee.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me that?
Hello, hello.
You're audible. Okay, so can you tell me that why the starter is at all required for DC shunt motors?
Sir, in the beginning, in DC shunt motors, the back EMF is not present. So initially the current that is passing through the armature is very high, much higher than the rated current. So we need to regulate that or lessen that current somehow. So that's why starters are required.
Why the back EMF is low at the beginning?
Sir, in the back EMF is dependent on the phi, the flux, field flux. But at the beginning, the field
At the,
current is not there, so
why
field
not
flux
there?
is not being produced.
Why not there? The field is directly connected across the supply. It is not a DC shunt generator. That field will uh, wait for the voltage generated across the armature. So field current here flows from the supply itself. Both the armature and field coil is
Yes, sir.
connected directly across the supply. As soon as you are connecting the field across the supply, So the field current doesn't depend on the armature. So from the starting itself, full flux, full field
Okay,
current
sir.
will flow.
Acha. Okay, sir.
Then why the back EMF is 0? Okay, you just attend the class very carefully because this is a fundamental thing. Should not miss this. Rajarshi Bhattacharya,
Sorry, sir.
Rajarshi Bhattacharya.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Hmm. Can you tell me that?
So am I audible?
Yes. Can you answer that?
So back EMF is zero because the machine doesn't immediately start rotating. So it's due to the rotation the back EMF is generated.
Can you tell me the
So
expression of
that's why
back EMF?
the back EMF was um so it was ZA um for the back EMF, so it would be A equals that Ka times omega times phi, the flux.
Okay, mute yourself.
Thank you.
Just a minute. No, no. Okay. So now I will ask Shahil.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me that whether the DC series motor can run in alternating power supplies?
Yes, sir. It can run.
Why?
Uh, Actually, in case of series motor, the field coils have very low inductance, and in case of DC shunt motor, the field coils have very high inductance.
No,
That
no.
is
I'm
why
asking that
current
why for
basically
DC series motor it should run? Why DC series motor should run in alternating power supply as well?
because sir, direction of omega doesn't change simply
Or
as we change as we change polarity. Yes, sir.
as we change polarity,
Yeah.
the direction
So
of
as we change polarity of the, suppose if in case of constant voltage supply, if we change the polarity of a voltage, the direction of rotation of armature coils will not change. So in case of if we supply alternating voltage,
hmm,
the direction will not change. So it will run continuously.
okay. Can you? Okay, so let me ask. You just mute yourself. Let me ask Doipan Pal.
Yes, sir.
Can you answer this little elaborately?
So question আবার করবেন?
Why does a DC series motor run in alternating power supply as well?
স্যার যে টর্কের টার্মটা ছিল, আচ্ছা
So you should remember all this.
হ্যাঁ KF IA 5IA সেটা ছিল। তো তার মধ্যে আরএমএস এর যে কারেন্ট ইকুয়েশনটা সেটা তো স্কোয়ার হয়ে যাবে। তো
Hmm?
স্যার আমি ঠিক এই পার্টটা ভালো করে পড়িনি এখন, তো ভালো করে উত্তর দিতে পারবো না এটা।
Mute. Doipan Guho. Doipan Guho কে জিজ্ঞেস করলাম আমি।
না স্যার পল।
Doipan Guho বলো। Doipan Guho. No, you are not audible. You check your mic.
Hello.
Yes. Now you are audible.
Yes, sir. I was saying that the torque equation for series DC motor is K into K into IA square. So since the current term is squared, so the polarity of the current will not change if the voltage polarity is changed in an AC. So polarity remains same, and since it is an IA square and it is not possible for the mechanical components to change its velocity at such a high frequency, so it will stick to its average value, which turns out to be the RMS value of the current.
Okay. Do you know if we do some a little modification on a DC series motor, and if we can able to run in AC, then what does it call?
Compensated motor, I think.
Huh?
Compensated machine or compensated
Compensated
series motor.
series motor. And
Yes, sir.
another name is universal motor.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? Let me ask Nirmallo
sir.
Nondi.
Yes, sir.
What about DC
Sir.
shunt motor? Whether it will also run in alternative power supplies?
No, sir. The DC shunt motor will not rotate, will not respond because the polarity changes and the armature current and sorry, sir.
Continue.
হ্যালো
হুম
স্যার, কতদূর শুনলেন আপনি? হ্যালো,
হ্যাঁ পুরোটাই শুনতে পেয়েছি, তুমি বলতে থাকো।
ও স্যার, দুটোই যে পোলারিটি চেঞ্জ করলে তখন স্যার আর্মেচার কারেন্ট আর ফিল্ড কারেন্ট দুটোই রিভার্স হবে, কিন্তু সেক্ষেত্রে সেক্ষেত্রে ফিল্ডের ফিল্ড কয়েলের টার্মিনাল দুটো চেঞ্জ হয়ে যাচ্ছে। সে কারণে স্যার ওই একটা স্যার ফায়ার চেঞ্জ হয় স্যার, ফ্লাক্সের
না হচ্ছে না। হচ্ছে না।
স্যার পোলারিটি চেঞ্জ হলে তো ফিল্ড ফ্লাক্সটা স্যার চেঞ্জ হয়ে যাবে, যেটা ডাইরেকশনটা ছিল মানে টার্নিং ওয়াইজ ভাবলে তো স্যার ফ্লাক্সটা যেটা আগে অ্যাডিটিভ ছিল সেটা সাবট্রাকটিভ হয়ে যাবে।
Incorrect answer. Mute yourself. হিমাদ্রি দাস। হিমাদ্রি দাস।
হ্যাঁ স্যার। হ্যালো স্যার।
Answer this.
স্যার শান্টের ক্ষেত্রে, শান্ট মোটরের ক্ষেত্রে তো ওর যে শান্ট ওয়াইন্ডিং এ লার্জ নাম্বার অফ টার্নস থাকে, তো এর ক্ষেত্রে যে ইন্ডাকট্যান্সটা থাকে ওটার মানে ভ্যালুটা তো অনেকটা হাই হবে। সুতরাং যদি আমি অল্টারনেটিভ কারেন্ট ওটাতে দিই তাহলে তো ওর যে মানে ওই ইন্ডাকটিভ রেজিস্ট্যান্সের জন্য যে ইন্ডাকট্যান্সটার জন্য যে ইন্ডাকটিভ রেজিস্ট্যান্সটা হবে ওর ভ্যালুটা তো স্যার অনেকটা বেশি হবে, যেটার ফলে কারণ স্যার শান্ট ডিসি মোটরের তো ওয়াইন্ডিং এর পরিমাণ অনেকটা বেশি না, তো ওয়াইন্ডিং টার্নস নাম্বার অফ টার্নস অনেক বেশি, ফলে অ্যাপ্রিসিয়েবল যে ইন্ডাকট্যান্সটা ওটাও অনেকটা বেশি। সুতরাং আমি যদি এসি দিই তাহলে তো ইন্ডাকটিভ রিঅ্যাক্ট্যান্সের ভ্যালুটা বেশি হচ্ছে এবং এর জন্য যে ফিল্ড কারেন্টটা ওটাও তো কমে যাচ্ছে। তো সেক্ষেত্রে তো
কমে
স্যার
যাওয়াটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট
ওটা মানে
নয়, ফিল্ড
ভ্যালুটা
কারেন্ট
অত্যন্ত
কমলে ভালো।
কমে যাবে, ফলে
ফিল্ড কারেন্টটা কমে যাওয়াটা
Enough-
কোনো ব্যাপার নয়, ফিল্ড কারেন্ট যত কমবে তত ভালো। Field current is basically act like an inertia, magnetic inertia. যত field current কমবে তত মেশিনটা জোরে ঘুরবে। So if we want low field current, because field current and field flux acts like a magnetic inertia. It tries to oppose the rotation. That is not the reason. Okay, so the first part is okay. So due to the large number of turns in the shunt field coil, the reactance will be high. Okay. We just mute. Swarnadip.
আর তাছাড়া স্যার
স্যার
তাও তো স্যার আই এর সাথে প্রপোর্শনাল।
স্যার বলবো
বলো।
Sir, in the shunt motor, actually the torque expression for any motor Ka into phi into Ia. So in the shunt motor, the inductance of the shunt field winding is very high because of the large number of turn, because we know L equals to N square by reluctance. That's why the inductance is very high. And so the field flux phi, it is in quadrature with the supply voltage, and the armature current is almost in phase with the supply voltage. That means phi and Ia, there is an angle of 90 degree between, nearly 90 degree between phi and Ia. So that's why if we take the average for when alternating voltage supply is used, so we have to use take the average of the load torque. So that's why there will be some average value of, so RMS value of phi into RMS value of Ia into cos of 90 degree will come. So that's why the net torque will be 0, and that's why the shunt motor cannot run on AC.
Is that clear?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
So that means the thing is for this high reluctance or maybe high reactive field current will flow. That means the field current is almost, sorry, I have mistaken this. It will be lagging, not leading. As you know that inductive components are basically the lagging. So it will lag the armature current almost by 90 degree. Not exactly, but ideally we can say it is almost 90 degree. Okay. And torque is also very small torque will be generated, and if that torque is not more than the starting torque of the machine, maybe torque may not be zero exactly. Ideally it should be zero, but as it is not exactly 90 degree, so cos phi will not be exactly zero, so torque will not be exactly zero. It will be a very small torque which will be generated, but that torque is not sufficient to give the starting torque. As you know that every machine has to overcome the starting torque to start rotation. Okay, so if the starting torque is less than the generated torque by the machine, then it will refuse to start. Okay, so therefore the DC shunt motor doesn't run in alternating power supplies. Clear? So you should go through all the notes. You should watch the recorded videos, and you also should attend the class very attentively, otherwise you will miss these vital points. Okay, and I can see there are many absentees today. Only 39 participants are there. I don't know why, but whoever absent today, I will deduct 5 marks from their internal evaluation. Whoever absent today, and I am closing my room for this class today, so nobody can join after this. Okay, now let's start and continue the discussion for
Sir, shall I mute?
yes, you can. So we were discussing the speed control of DC motors, and we started বিমলদা, শুনুন না, আমি তো ক্লাসে আছি, আমি একটু রাত্রির দিকে করবো। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, জানি ভাইস চ্যান্সেলরের সাথে আপনার মিটিং ছিল, আমাকে অনির্বাণ সকালে ফোন করেছিল ওই ব্যাপারটায়। ঠিক আছে, আমি আপনাকে 8:30 9টার দিকে ফোন করছি। ঠিক আছে, ওকে। Okay. So we discussed the armature control. Armature control for shunt motor we have already discussed. So today we will discuss for series motor. How the armature control is employed for a DC series motor. Okay, so I'm getting so many chats, I don't know. Series motor question with this. Okay, so Pushpal wants to say something. Okay, you can say. Pushpal.
Sir, I asked that only.
Bolo, ki
Yes, what I asked in the chat, that was my question. When during the shunt motor explanation, we used a little bit of phases and phasors So for that 90-degree lag and that part. So for the series motor explanation also can be used the phase that they are in phase, so it works well in AC.
Your
That way
voice
can
is
be
not
tell
coming.
it is sufficient.
Your voice is not coming properly.
Sir,
Uh,
so now,
continue, continue.
sir, I was telling that during the shunt motor explanation we used phasors that it is 90-degree lagging.
Yes.
So during the series motor explanation, is the answer sufficient to tell that
Not
it
sufficient,
is the
because that should be a sine square t,
so
sine
we have
square omega t, and therefore you will get reduced performance in alternating power supplies, because some alternating component will come. But if we split this sine square omega t, I think you know the formula for sine square omega t. Can anybody?
sir.
What is that?
So 1 minus cos 2 omega
1 minus cos
1 minus 2 cos 2 omega t by 2.
is it? আর কেউ বলবে? Half
It will be half of 1 minus.
half of
Sir, I told that.
Sir, cos 2 omega.
2
t.
omega t.
Sir, I told the same thing.
so half. You should start with half.
No, sir. No, I told whole by 2 actually.
Okay. So that
Okay, sir.
whole I didn't hear because your mic is not okay.
Okay, sir.
So that means actually you see. Let me, because as Pushpal raised the point. So this torque, you know that some constant into I square. It is not phi into Ia, because for series motor already we have proved it is proportional to armature current square. So don't go by this phi into Ia formula. Just a minute. সুরজিৎদা, আমি একটা ক্লাসে আছি, আমি একটু পরে আপনাকে কল ব্যাক করি। হ্যাঁ। হ্যালো, হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে। Okay. And for alternating power supply, you know that current must be some sinusoidal quantity. And if we put here, we substitute the value of this, so it should come. Therefore, we got this square term. Now this square term can be written 1 minus cos 2 omega t, isn't it? So that means if we substitute this portion, so then we get half into 1 minus cos 2 omega t. Now, if we try to draw this curve, then what the curve will look like? Can anybody tell me? That if we try to draw the torque here with respect to time, so how it will look like? The shape only, not exact curve.
Sir, cosine curve will be obtained.
Yes. I'm asking that cosine means like this.
No, sir, it has a DC component also.
Correct. So that means it
Half
will have some
K
bias.
Im square.
So that means it will have
Yes,
some
sir.
bias. And this bias is called the DC component. Okay, so that means it will
Yes,
be
sir, offset value.
and there will be some offset value. And this offset value is coming from this term. So this term. So this term will give us the constant value, and that is required for any machine to have a starting torque. So if we don't have this term, constant term, if we have only this sinusoidal term, then in spite of having some torque expression, if we have the sinusoidal torque, then the average torque will be 0. Unless we are having this term, a constant term, which gives some average value, the machine will not start. Remember, because this type of problem will come for most of the machines, not for DC machine. For any machine to have the starting torque, we need some DC component of the torque, some average component of the torque, some offset value of the torque. Sinusoidal torque is called a pulsating torque. So another name of sinusoidal torque is called the pulsating torque. And pulsating torque is not sufficient to rotate the machine because the average value of the pulsating torque is 0. Okay, and you know that torque into omega, that gives us the power. Now, if the average value of the torque is 0, then power will be 0. If the mechanical power is 0, then how you can expect that machine will rotate? Isn't it? যদি পাওয়ারটাই না থাকে, মেকানিক্যাল পাওয়ারটাই ডেভেলপ করতে না পারি, তাহলে কি করে এক্সপেক্ট করব যে মেশিনটা ঘুরবে? So that means we always need a constant value of torque or a DC component of torque. Is that clear? Okay. So here we are getting that. Now Pushpal is okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it is the complete answer,
Thank
but
you, sir.
I didn't go in that detail because okay, anyway, so let's start or continue our discussion. So we are discussing the armature control for DC series motor. Okay, now we have already seen that the expressions for shunt motor, isn't it? And we also observed a thing that the torque which machine has to cater, that depends on the load. Okay, torque that machine has to generate, that depends on the load. If the load demands a constant torque, the machine will generate a constant torque. Okay, because machine will always try to rotate at a stable speed, and that stable speed can only be achieved if the torque balancing is occurred. Just a minute. Rukshanda Hossain. Rukshanda Hossain. Unmute. Rukshanda Hossain.
Yes, sir. Sir, my laptop turned off actually.
You were
That is why I had to
there
connect
from
through
the
my
beginning?
phone. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was there from the beginning.
Okay. Anyway, you mute. Okay, so that is the thing. So that means, so always this torque balance equation you have to remember. Okay. Now, for DC series motor, if we want to write this expression, what is that expression? Vt equals to Eb plus Ia.
RA.
For the DC series motor, it will be
RA plus
RS, because
RAC.
here these two are connected in series. So that means these two resistance are almost similar. The series field resistance and armature resistance. If the series field resistance is 1.2 ohm, the armature resistance may be 1 ohm. So they are almost similar resistance. Okay, now this is the VT. And this is your field terminals. And this is the armature terminals. So this is the expression. Okay, Now, if we have different resistance, if we connect different resistance with this armature, then what will be that expression? What will be that VT? Because VT will not change. That is a supply voltage, isn't it? So what will be the new expression? The new expression will be EB prime, because back EMF may vary, equals to IA into RA plus RS plus some series resistance which you are connecting. And this current also may vary. For the time being, I am considering the current will also vary. Okay. I don't know whether the current will vary or not. I have to prove that the current, whether the current is varying or current is constant. So for the time being, I can write this expression without any assumption. Isn't it? So I have taken the back EMF will change. I have taken the current will change because the resistance is getting changed. Clear? Now we have to see that what is the value of armature current. For shunt motor, we proved that armature current doesn't change. That we proved. And how we have proved that armature current doesn't change? Because the load we have assumed is constant. The load torque that we have assumed is constant. For this also, for this case also, for series motor also, if we stick to that assumption, that means the TL, that is the load torque, if that is constant. Okay, now we can say that in the first case, what is the torque? TE, what is the torque? T equals to some constant
K into I
phi
A1.
Okay, phi into IA, the first case. And in the second case, it will be another torque T prime equals to K prime, phi prime, K is a constant, and IA prime. Sorry, I am writing this for series. So I don't write this because I can just write by square. I don't have to write the flux separately because this I am writing for series motor. So again, I am doing the same mistake. For series motor, directly I can write in terms of IA square. Okay, clear? So that means now if the load torque is constant, both the value will be equal to the load torque. So that means these two values should be constant, which implies that the current value should be constant. The current value should be same. Is it clear? But for another assumption, if we take the load torque is not constant. Okay, suppose the load torque is proportional to some omega. Okay, that depends on the speed torque characteristics of the load. Here I have taken the constant, but if it is proportional to omega, then the thing will be different. So that I will discuss with some example. Okay. Now, if for the first assumption, if this torque is constant and this current is constant, so that means what we can write from this equation number 1. What we can write from this equation number 1? we can write this Vt equals to, what is this? Some constant, because you know this, what is EV? What is the formula of EV? Some Ka into phi into
Phi into omega m. Omega
pi
m.
into, pi into omega, because as you have the same current value,
Omega.
same, so that means the flux into the constant will be the constant, and you will get only omega. Okay, only omega. So this K we are getting, suppose Ka into phi. As we have the current constant, so phi will be constant. So K omega into, from the first expression we can write Ia Ra plus Rs. And from the second equation we can write, again it will be K into omega prime plus the current will be same, Ia prime and Ia we have proved they are same. So it will be Ia Ra plus Rs plus capital Rs. Clear? So this is from 1 and this is from 2. Clear? Now these two are the same. So what we can write from these two equation? Okay, but we want to evaluate this omega, isn't it? So that means what we can write from this, suppose this is 3 and this is 4. We can write from 3 that the speed omega equals to Vt minus
স্যার
Ia.
স্যার
বলো।
একটা কোশ্চেন আছিল এখানে,
বলো।
আপনি এখানে যে সেকেন্ড ইকুয়েশনটা লিখলেন না, মানে ফোর্থ ইকুয়েশনটা ভিটি ইকুয়ালস টু কে ওমেগা ড্যাশ প্লাস আইএ টাইমস আরএ প্লাস আরএস প্লাস আরএস ক্যাপিটাল আরএস, ওখানে স্যার ওটা আইএ, ওখানে আইএ ড্যাশটা আইএর সঙ্গে ইকুয়াল ধরলেন, কিন্তু ওটা তো তখন হয়েছে যখন আমি টাওয়েলটাকে কনস্ট্যান্ট ধরছিলাম। সেকেন্ড কেসে স্যার টাওয়েলটাকে কনস্ট্যান্ট ধরিনি, তাহলে তো আইএ ড্যাশ ইকুয়ালস টু আইএ আপনি ধরছেন কি এখানে ওখানটাতে?
This I am not writing for this. So I just mentioned
ওটা
that.
আগেরটাই।
This I am writing for the. Therefore, I have taken Ia equals to Ia prime.
Okay, okay.
Clear? Okay.
স্যার এই ব্যাক ইএমএফটা একটু বলবেন, কে ডাব্লিউটা?
What is EV expression? Ka
EV is equal to
Ka pi into omega. Clear?
sir.
Okay. Okay. Now phi, what is phi? Phi is proportional to Ia. So we have to write
Sir.
Ia. Just a minute. Your point is clear. So what you have to write? This is proportional to Ia. So therefore, one more Ia will come. Okay. So this we can write.
Yes, sir.
But this Ia will come. So we have to write one more Ia here. Because this expression phi is proportional to Ia for this series motor, and if it is proportional, K into Ia will come, so Ia will remain there. So that means one more Ia will be there, and therefore we have to write K into Ia. Correct. And this omega prime will be similar expression, same Ia. Divided by K into Ia. So same Ia you have taken. If they are not same, then we have to use different expression. Okay, clear? So this is how we can find out the ratio as well. And the ratio will be so this is how we can relate the speed with the original speed. Now, can you tell me from this expression that what will be the omega prime, whether it will be uh, more than omega or less than omega? If we insert a resistance in the armature,
Less than.
Why less?
Less than.
So why less?
Sir, from the expression it is clear.
Okay, so
But
that
the
negative term
subtracted
is
value of the
getting
above is
increased.
more.
So that means this negative term is getting
Yes,
increased. So
sir.
therefore, the numerator will be less compared to the denominator, isn't it? Clear? So is this discussion is clear? So what we did here, we did some mistake for this back EMF, because in the expression of the back EMF, the current should be present, because phi is not constant. Phi is proportional to armature current, remember. So phi is constant only for separately excited motor. Okay, it is neither constant for shunt nor constant for series. Okay, for shunt also I think it is constant, isn't it? Because for shunt motor, as the field is directly connected across the supply, so the flux is constant. But for series motor, it is proportional to the armature current. So therefore, in the expression of the back EMF, there will be the armature current. Okay, so let me discuss a problem. You can write it down. A DC series motor, the same problem is given in the book also. A DC series motor running a fan at 1000 RPM and takes 50 ampere from a 250 volts mains. Okay. Armature and field resistance together gives 0.6 ohm. If extra resistance of 4.4 ohm is connected in series with the armature, what will be the motor speed? speed. Okay. Now here the speed sorry, the torque for this fan type of motor, so that is not given in the problem, but you should know the torque for this type of load. Here it is mentioned clearly is a fan load. For fan load, the torque doesn't remain constant, and the torque is not constant, rather it is proportional to the square of the speed. It is proportional to the square of the speed. Sorry, it is proportional, not equal. So it is proportional to the square of the speed. So that means we can write some constant into n square. Clear? Now, if that is the thing, and we can say that it will not constant. What is the electromagnetic torque? So that is for series motor, that is proportional to I square. Okay. So that means we can write this TE proportional to I square. Correct. Now, what is the torque balance equation? Torque balance equation is T equals to TL. This is called the torque balance equation. That means we can say TL is TL proportional to n square and T proportional to I square. So that means we can write this n square is proportional to n square. Can't we write this?
Yes, sir.
From this proportionality, can we write this? I square equals to n square, isn't it? And from that we can write for any armature current IA1 by IA2, we can write N1 by N2. Okay. Now you see what are the values we know in this expression. So this is suppose this is the expression number 1. What are the values we know from this expression? What are the values given in the problem already? Whether we have IA1, whether we have IA2, IA1 is given. You just look at the problem. Whether IA1 is given, IA2 is given, N1 is given, N2 is given. What are the things given in the problem? Quick.
Sir, only IA1 and N1 are given.
IA1, what is the value?
I1 is 50 amps.
50.
50
Because
ampere.
there is no division, it is series motor. The direct we can write it is 50 amps. IA2 is given.
And
IA2.
No, sir, it is not given.
It is not given. N2.
No, sir.
N2 not given. N1.
No, sir, N2 is not given.
N1.
N1 is 1000 RPM.
N1 is 1000 RPM. Correct. So you can also write the unit. So these are the values we have in the problem. So from that, what we can write? We can write IA2 equals to N2 by 1000 into 50. Isn't it? This much amps or N2 by 20 amps. Correct? From 1 we can write this. Okay. Now come to the expression of the omega by omega prime, or omega prime by omega. Okay, so what is there in the numerator? Numerator কি ছিল? Vt minus Ia. So what are the value we know? Vt we know. What is Vt? Quick. Vt is 250, isn't it? What is Ia? We don't know.
50 ampere.
No, Ia.
Oh, sorry.
So
This
this
is what
value we
known.
don't know.
IA2. Yes, sir.
Ia2.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this value we don't know. And what is this value? This value is 4.46 plus
5 ohm.
4.4. So these two we know. And in the denominator, again we have 250, and this value of Ia we know. And what is that value of Ia? That is 50 only. Divided by into 0.06 only, because there is no external resistance. Clear? Now,
আর একটা গুণ হবে না কিছু?
বলো কোথায় কি হবে?
সেখানে IA1 by IA2 গুণ হবে না?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, এখানে ওটাও তো থাকবে।
কোন জায়গাটা বলো?
তো এটার সাথেই একটা মানে আগে তো আমরা আগে আইএটাকে কনস্ট্যান্ট ধরে দুটো টার্ম কেটে দিয়েছিলাম, মানে
হ্যাঁ।
ওমেগা ড্যাশ ওমেগাতে।
Correct.
এখানে তো
So that means we
Yes.
cannot
স্যার এটা থাকবে।
do this. Okay, so that means there it was, what was the terms we cancelled out? We cancel out K into
inversely
Ia,
হবে proportional।
and that will be inversely proportional, isn't it? So K into Ia, those
Yes,
two
sir.
terms will be there, and this should be K. This should be K into 50, and it should be K into Ia2. So this will not cancel out here. So these two terms should be there. Correct. So I think you have understood this expression. Okay. We cannot cancel the current because here the current doesn't remain constant, because here the load torque is not constant. Okay, so this we can also write in this expression, we can write N2 by N1 also, because omega prime is basically the second speed. And what is Ia2? So this is the Ia2, I think. N2 by 20, and this value is 4.44 plus this 5 only, isn't it? (250 minus) this is 3, na? 30. So into 50 divided by, again we'll substitute the value of I2, and that is N2 by 20. Okay. So can you solve this expression?
স্যার 640 rpm আসে। N2
Can you solve this for N2? It will be a quadratic equation. You all write, try to write the quadratic form of the equation, and you just tell me what is that quadratic form. All you try. And N1 you can substitute the value of N1, that is 1000. First you write, tell me the quadratic form of the equation. Will tell me that expression of N2. Jyotirendra Sarkar.
Yes, sir.
Have you written the expression of N2 in a quadratic form?
Yes, sir.
Tell me that.
So আমি পুরো ইকুয়েশনটা লিখেছি মানে
Equation টা
22 n2 স্কয়ার প্লাস
N2 square
22 n2 স্কয়ার
I'm not getting.
22 n2 স্কয়ার
24. Then
22 sir.
Okay, 22.
Yes.
Then
n2 square
plus
25 n1 n2
N1 is already
25 n1 n2
N1 N2 N1 value you can substitute by 1000 as I told you. So by
Oh.
substituting the value of N1 you just tell me. But
Then-
that value you know.
then 25 000
So 22 N2 square plus 25 000.
000 n2 minus 25 into 10 to the power 6
25 into 10 to the power 6
6
equals to 0.
হ্যাঁ 6
So if you solve it for
Yes.
N2, then what is the value you'll get?
approx 640.
640 RPM.
Okay. So
Sir?
have you seen? It's okay.
স্যার N2 আরেকটা হ্যাঁ স্যার এই ভ্যালুটার সাথে স্যার একটা নেগেটিভ ভ্যালু আছে ওটা স্যার কি ডিনোট করে
ওটা ডিনোট করে হচ্ছে ওটা ফিজিবল নয়। ওটা ফিজিবল নয়।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে
নেগেটিভ মেশিনটা তো উল্টো দিকে ঘুরবে না। বুঝতে পেরেছো? Negative speed means it will run in opposite direction. So it cannot run in opposite direction. 1000 RPM it is going, it is rotating in certain direction. So it will keep rotating in the same direction, but the speed will only change. Okay. So any more doubt? So that means we have seen that if the torque doesn't remain constant, if it is proportional to n square, it can also be proportional to n only. Okay. Then accordingly we have to write the equation. And always we have to follow this torque balance. As I told you that all the equation which we write in this particular subject, which is called electrical machine, all this equation we write in steady state form only. All the transient equation we study in a different subject called control system. In electrical machine subject, only we are interested in steady state equations. তার মানে এই নয় যে আমরা ট্রানজিয়েন্ট ব্যাপারটাকে বুঝবো না শিখবো না। Okay, but when some solution will be asked, then we'll give the steady state solution only. Okay.
Sir, here is a question. Is this all this type of varying load torque can be applicable for DC shunt motor also?
Yes. If you get some interception, then it's okay. But DC shunt motor has other disadvantages, and DC series motor has certain advantages. And for that DC series motor has a very wide application. Okay, so that I will come to the latest stage of this class, where I will discuss the application of different motors. Okay, মানে এই নয় যে ডিসি শান্ট মোটরে সমস্ত লোড দেওয়া যাবে না। ওকে, যদি ইন্টারসেপশন থাকে তাহলে দেওয়া যাবে। এখানে যেমন কি হচ্ছে, ইফ উই ড্র স্পিডটা কোন অ্যাক্সিসে স্পিড ড্র করি আমরা? অলওয়েজ
y axis
y axis। এই কনসেপশনটা সবসময়
মানে ভার্টিক্যাল অ্যাক্সিস।
এটা চেঞ্জ করবে না। কিছু কিছু বইতে স্পিড থাকবে, বা কিছু কিছু বইতে for different machines they draw different axis, but always try to draw the speed in y axis and torque in the x axis, because you remember
x axis
that torque is your independent quantity from machine point of view. From machine point of view, you are generating the torque, therefore the speed is you are getting the speed. Is that clear? So that means torque আছে বলেই স্পিডটা আছে।
Yes sir.
তাহলে টর্কটা আমরা ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্টলি ভ্যারি করছি বলেই স্পিডটা ভ্যারি করছে। So the speed is the dependent variable and torque is the independent variable. Okay. Now for shunt machine, what is the nature? Is the drooping characteristic. Okay. Now your question is whether it can run the fan or not, isn't it? Now ফ্যানের ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক্সটা কিরকম আছে? স্পিড টর্ক ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক্সটা বলো।
Torque is proportional to n square.
n square. ওকে, তাহলে কিরকম হবে? এরকম হবে, তাই না?
প্যারাবোলিক।
মানে প্যারাবোলিক ওদিকে হবে, কারণ টর্কটা তো প্রপোর্শনাল টু n স্কয়ার আছে, তাই না?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, এরকম হবে।
এরকম হবে। So you will get, if you get this interception, then it is okay. And for series motor, you will get this the interception you will get. Okay, so this will be the operating points for series motor and shunt motor.
তাহলে স্যার পুরোটাই ডিজাইনের উপর ডিপেন্ড করে,
পুরোটাই ডিজাইনের উপর,
এটা ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক্স
মেশিনের ক্যারেক্টারিস্টিক্সটা ডিজাইনের উপর ডিপেন্ড করছে। লোড টর্কটা তোমার হাতে নেই, লোড টর্কটা লোডের হাতে আছে। ওকে, এবার এরকম যদি হয়, সাপোজ দিস ইন্টারসেপশন পয়েন্ট it is quite high compared to the rated speed, then what will happen? বুঝতে পারো, সাপোজ for the machine the rated speed is somewhere here. This is the rated speed and this is almost twice the rated speed. Then if you want to run the machine, a shunt motor, দেখো সিরিজের ক্ষেত্রে it is less than the rated speed. And for shunt, it is more than the rated speed. The operating point is more than the rated speed. It may
স্যার
show
ওটা
again
ওয়াই
that.
অ্যাক্সিস বরাবর হবে তো স্যার
Oh,
স্পিডটা
sorry.
স্যার স্পিডটা ওয়াই
Still it is higher. Still it is higher, isn't it? Suppose
ইয়েস স্যার
the speed is quite high, and suppose somewhere here you have the rated speed. Then what will happen if the speed is quite high compared to the rated speed? Then its bearing will be damaged. Okay, so bearing which supports the rotating mass has a certain capability. Okay, so if you give a very high speed, if you allow very high speed, then the bearing may not support that high speed. Then they can be damaged. Not in a single operation, maybe in some repeated operation, then the bearing can be damaged. So that is the problem. Okay, so this is how you have to select your machine for a particular application. Okay, যখন আমাদের nowadays we use mainly single phase induction motor for the fan. All the fans which is just above your head, if you look at that fan, it is basically a single phase induction motor. Remember this, it will be discussed in machine 3, but it's a single phase induction motor. It's not a DC series motor. But few years back, maybe 20 to 30 years back, most of the area in CESC, Calcutta Electric Supply Corporation, they used DC supply on, not alternating supply. So they use DC supply. So in that, then we have only the DC series motor fan, DC series motor for this fans. Nowadays also in the railways, you know that in railways you use the DC supply only. Okay, so in railways there are still many DC fans are available. Okay, all these DC fans are basically DC series motors. Clear?
ইয়েস স্যার
Okay, now come to the other way of controlling the speed, that is the field flux control. Okay, now the field flux control, as we have seen that the armature control or armature resistance control, in short it is also called the armature control. Okay, basically it's an armature resistance control. Don't say it is armature voltage control. It's armature resistance control or armature control. Okay, and this is called the field flux control, or in short it is called the field control. Okay, now the difference is, for armature control generally we get the speed, or we can vary the speed below the rated speed. This point I mentioned in the last class. Okay, so we can vary the speed only below the rated speed. Suppose the rated speed is 1150 rpm or 1500 rpm. So all the speed will get by armature resistance control is less than that. But if we want to increase the speed beyond the rated speed, because in most of the DC motors there is two speed is mentioned. One is called the base speed or rated speed. Another is called the speed range. Speed range means the maximum speed, allowable speed for the DC motor. In most of the machine, that is almost twice the rated speed, twice the base speed. Suppose a machine is having the base speed or rated speed of 1150 rpm. In that case, the speed range or maximum allowable speed can be up to 2200 RPM or 2300 RPM. Okay, now if we want to achieve the speed beyond this 1150 RPM, which is the rated speed or base speed, then you have to apply the field flux control. Okay, so remember this one. So here first we'll discuss the shunt motor, then we'll go for the series motor. First I will draw the circuit. Actually, my way of drawing this field coil is not proper. If we okay, it's not incorrect also, we can draw in any way, but it should be drawn in quadrature. Anyway, so it's A1, A2, F1, F2, and this is the variable resistance which we are connecting across the in series with the field circuit, and this is the terminal voltage. This is the line current, armature current, and field current. Okay. Now, what you know from the speed? Now, this speed, you know this omega. Omega equals to dt minus IARA by KA phi. As it's a shunt motor, so we have to write this phi. Okay. Now this phi we are controlling. Now if we control the phi, that means if we reduce the flux, that means by this external field resistance, what we can do for this flux? Can we increase the flux or can we reduce the flux? Follow?
Reduce the flux.
We can reduce the flux only because we can insert the resistance in the field circuit. By that we can reduce the flux. So if we reduce the flux, so that means always the speed will increase. Okay, so from this rated value of the flux, we can reduce the flux. By that, we get only the speed which is above the rated speed. Okay, clear? এই জন্যই আমরা field flux control এ rated speed এর উপরের speed গুলো সব পাবো, not below the rated speed. Clear? So from this expression, it is very clear that if we reduce the flux, then there will be an increase in speed. But it is not that easy. There will be a transient phenomena. So what will be that? Now, if we change the field resistance, what will happen to this circuit? There actually, in the last class, I told you that there are two systems involved in this motor. Two systems are, one is electrical system, another is mechanical system. Now there is a difference between these two systems. The electrical system responds much faster compared to the mechanical system, isn't it? So that means the electrical system responds in millisecond, where the mechanical system responds in seconds. So that means the time constant for the electrical system is much less compared to the mechanical system. So that means if we change the field resistance, what will happen in this circuit? From this circuit, this is a basically electrical circuit. From this circuit, you can say that the speed will not change drastically. Suddenly, the speed will not change. Speed will remain constant. Okay, but what will change? If we change the field resistance, what will happen? Field current will fall.
Will change.
What about the armature current?
Increases.
বলো, armature current, field current টা কমে গেলে is the shunt branch.
Decreases. Oh, armature current
Increase করবে।
armature current increase করবে, তাই না? কি বুঝতে পারছো?
হ্যাঁ স্যার ইনক্রিজ করবে।
Here our assumption is the speed here, the omega or speed, this is our assumption. The speed omega doesn't respond as quick as the current. So therefore, we'll take the omega is constant. So therefore, the back EMF is constant. So here we have the back EMF, EB. So that is constant. And this is the armature resistance. So if back EMF is constant, now in this branch, in this node, you have increased this field current. Sorry, reduce this field current. That means the armature current will increase. Because the terminal.
Sir, back EMF is proportional to flux also. So as the flux will reduce, why the back EMF will be the same?
Okay. But the change in the armature current is quite high compared to the flux change, because you see the value of field current, as the field resistance is quite high, the value of field current, মানে তুমি বলছো তো এটা যে EB K phi into omega, তাই তো? তুমি বলছো যে ওমেগাটা ফিক্স থাকলেও ফ্লাক্সটা তো কমে যাওয়ার কথা, ঠিক আছে? তো ফ্লাক্স কমবে, অবশ্যই কমবে, কিন্তু তার তুলনায় আর্মেচার কারেন্টটা পার্সেন্টেজটা অনেক বেশি বাড়বে, তার ভ্যালুটা আলাদা। এটা তো একটা নেগেটিভ এতে রয়েছে, মানে তোমার এই সার্কিটটা যদি তুমি দেখো যে ভিটি ইকুয়ালস টু
ফ্লাক্স কমাটাও কি সাইমালটেনিয়াসলি কে এফেক্ট করবে, মানে যেমন ওমেগাটা এফেক্ট করছে না?
হ্যাঁ বলো।
এখানে যেমন আমরা ফ্লাক্স কমে
এই এক্সপ্রেশনটা দেখো, IA ইকুয়ালস টু VT মাইনাস EB বাই RA, তাই তো? এবার ওর যেটা স্বর্ণদ্বীপের যে ডাউটটা, সেটা হচ্ছে K phi ইনটু ওমেগা RA, তাহলে এখানে যে পাইটা পড়ে যাচ্ছে, তাই তো? এটাই বলতে চাইছো তো? পাইটা পড়লেও, হ্যাঁ পাইটা পড়লেও তো আইটা বাড়বে।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, এটাই বলতে চাচ্ছি, মানে ব্যাক ইএমএফটা এক্স্যাক্টলি কিন্তু কনস্ট্যান্ট থাকছে না এক্ষেত্রে, কিছুটা হলেও কমবেই, তাই তো বলছি।
এক্স্যাক্টলি কনস্ট্যান্ট থাকছে না, এটা ঠিকই, কিন্তু এই শান্ট ব্রাঞ্চে যে এই ফিল্ড কারেন্টটা বেড়ে যাওয়ার জন্য কিন্তু আর্মেচার কারেন্টটা বাড়ছে। শুধু ব্যাক ইএমএফটা কমার জন্য, ব্যাক ইএমএফ কমার জন্য যতটা বাড়ছে, তার চেয়ে কিন্তু শান্ট ব্রাঞ্চে, কেননা এই চেঞ্জটা খুব কম, যেহেতু স্পিডটা চেঞ্জ হচ্ছে না ফর দ্য টাইম বিং, দিস চেঞ্জ ইজ ভেরি লিটল। ওকে, এনিওয়ে, So if the armature current increases, what will happen? The torque.
Torque increases.
Okay, again your point will
Increases
come.
over the load torque.
So Ka pi into Ia. Again you see one thing is reducing, another thing is increasing. Again the same
They say
logic
here
is
IA increment is very high.
Ia increment is very high compared to the decrement in phi.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So that means there will be net increment in torque. Okay. Is that clear? The torque will
Yes.
increase.
Yes, sir.
So that is the logic. So here the torque will increase. So if the torque increases, so that means it will be more than the load torque. And what will happen to this machine, rotating system? This difference
Accelerates.
will act as an accelerating torque. Okay. And if there is an accelerating torque, the speed will now increase. Okay. মানে কারেন্ট বাড়া কমার জন্য স্পিড বাড়বে কমবে সেটা নয়। Speed is a outcome of a rotational system, is a mechanical system. Speed depends on the how much torque you are providing. So that means you have to prove that you have given some acceleration. Then the speed will start changing or increasing. Clear? Now the speed will increase. So this is how again we will get the. So that means all this we are discussing basically a transient phenomena, not steady state one. These are all transient, but steady state again you will get the same expression. So you will get some omega 2 which is equal to Vt minus IARA, because if the load doesn't change, we have already proved that current cannot change. So that means Ka pi 2. Clear? So that means this omega is inversely proportional to the flux. That means if flux is reduced, the speed will increase. That is a steady state phenomena. But what will happen in transient? In transient, there will be a sudden change in armature current. Okay, so these experiments we have in our lab. So there we use two ammeters. One for measuring the armature current, another for measuring the field current. So this measures the armature current and this measures the field current. So what we see in these meters, there are two meters like this. Okay. So 2 meters like this. So one measures the armature current, another measures the field current. Okay. Now if we change the armature resistance, if we increase the armature resistance, so field current decreases like this. Now suppose armature current is initially indicating this. So what happens? Suddenly there is a jerk in the armature current and armature current reaches that point. Then slowly it returns back to the same position. So that means there is a jerk in the armature current. But the armature current at the end of this process, at the steady state, it returns back to the same value. Okay, is that clear? So these are two ammeters, one for armature current, another for field current. But again, for all these experiments, you will be asked to record the steady state value only, because we are after all doing the experiment in machine lab. Is that clear? So this is how we get a field flux control for speed. If we reduce the flux, the speed will increase. If you increase the flux, then the speed will reduce. Speed is inversely proportional to the field flux. As I have mentioned at the very beginning of this class, that flux acts as a magnetic inertia for a motor. If we can reduce the flux, that means we are releasing the mechanical rotating system. Okay.
স্যার এখানে তাহলে ফাইনালি যে টর্কটা মানে হচ্ছে সেটা তো এক্সাক্ট লোড টর্কের থেকে একটু কমই হচ্ছে, কারণ ফাই ইনটু আই এর সাথে প্রপোর্শনাল, আর্মেচার কারেন্ট ফিক্স হয়ে গেল মানে ইনিশিয়াল ভ্যালুতে, ফাইটা তো নেট কিছুটা কমেই গেল আর কি। তাহলে তো ইলেকট্রোম্যাগনেটিক টর্ক পুরো লোড টর্কের ইকুয়াল হচ্ছে না ফাইনালি।
বলো। হ্যাঁ, না সেটা নয়।
স্যার
তোমার হ্যাঁ সেটা বুঝতে পেরেছি তোমার পয়েন্টটা, কিন্তু ওই যে বললাম যে আলটিমেটলি যে তুমি বলছো তো এটা তুমি বলছো যে এটা চেঞ্জ হয়ে গেল, তাই না?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, হ্যাঁ ফাইটা তো মানে শেষ অবধি একটু রিডিউসড হয়ে
হ্যাঁ,
গেল।
এবার হচ্ছে সেটা ঠিকই, কিন্তু এটা স্লাইড ভ্যারিয়েশন হয়, কিন্তু এর ভ্যালু তুলনায় সেই ভ্যারিয়েশনটা ভীষণ কম। বুঝতে পেরেছো? এর ভ্যারিয়েশন স্লাইড হবে কিন্তু সেটা খুবই কম।
আচ্ছা স্যার।
তুমি যদি পার্সেন্ট ভ্যারিয়েশন দেখো, যেহেতু এটা প্রোডাক্ট, সেই জন্য পার্সেন্ট ভ্যারিয়েশন অফ IA will be much less. Okay, so we can also take some problem in the next class. We'll take some problem and then we'll get the exact values of this armature current and this field flux, what happens exactly. Okay.
ওকে স্যার।
Anything else?